Here we go, the Iliad. 3 on the Iliad. Okay. The two best books of the Iliad are books 1 and 9. I would say that's indisputable. 24 is very famous, though. So let's go to book 24. Analyze book 24. What kind of man... Let's ask a good question here. Of course, not from my point of view, there's no question what happens in the Iliad. Homer's theme is anger. Whom or what is Achilles angry at? Or why is Achilles angry? In book 9, what happens to that anger? What do we discover, and what must Achilles himself admit? Okay, give you a hint. He discovers that really he has lost his justification, if he ever had it. If he ever had justification to be angry at Agamemnon, if he ever really was angry at Agamemnon in the first place, he's lost that, because Agamemnon has made this generous offer, and Achilles has refused it. And as Achilles says, I don't know why I'm refusing it, but I get so angry when I think about this. By the way, as a side note, the movie makes him love Briseis. Does he love Briseis? I think the action of the Iliad makes it clear why he claims to love Briseis. I'll give you a hint. If I can try to believe that I really love Briseis, then I can stay angry at Agamemnon longer. If I can stay angry at Agamemnon longer, I can stay out of the fighting. If I can stay out of the fighting, I can stay alive. That's the sequence. Okay, so second question: what kind of man is Hector? Now you're going to have to examine Hector in book 6 especially. No, you'll have to go all over. But the Hector whom everyone loves is in book 6. But a different Hector appears in 11, 12, 13, 14. Much less lovable. Much less lovable. But then a man we can love and respect, pretty much, stays outside the city gates at the beginning of book 22, because he can't stand the knowledge of how many dead people are out there, and it was his fault. He accepts the blame. He's a pretty great man, but limitations. Discuss Hector. Discuss Hector. Okay? Third question. The Iliad, obviously the earlier of the epics, earlier than the Odyssey. The Iliad contains the seeds of the Odyssey. Discuss Odysseus in the Iliad. To do this, you're going to emphasize book 10, or no, books 9 and 10. 9 and 10. I'll give you a hint. In book 3, the what is it called? But anyway, the view of the heroes from the gates. We get Antenor's famous words about Odysseus as a speaker. Then in book 9, we see the man is brilliant. In book 10, he's loved by Athena, and that's the real germ of the Odyssey. The relationship between Athena and Odysseus in book 10. That's the germ of the whole Odyssey. But then in a certain book, I'm not sure which, I'm going to guess and say 14, but I'm not sure. Nestor is down and wounded. The Greeks are running. Nestor, old Nestor, calls to Odysseus to help him, and Odysseus keeps running. Wow. And they are tight friends. They are close. They are the two enlightened advisors to Agamemnon. That's amazing. But then in book 23, he almost dominates book 23. Book 23 is the funeral games, and he wins 2 events. He could have won 3 events, I think. So discuss Odysseus, especially the seeds of the Odyssey as seen in the Iliad.